We need the input of the world. And we have found a lot of cases.
Remember 2023? Every headline, every podcast, and every tech person on Twitter said the same thing. Google is dead. ChatGPT killed search. The narrative was intoxicating. A scrappy startup from San Francisco had cracked the code. They had built something so magical, so revolutionary that the search giant, the company that had dominated the internet for 2 decades, was suddenly obsolete. OpenAI was the hunter, Google was the prey. In a state of panic, Google called it Code Red, and not without reason. ChatGPT had reached 100 million users in 2 months. Google Gemini just hit 750 million active users. That's not from some viral moment or trendy hype cycle. That's from being baked into the devices that billions of people use every single day. Meanwhile, OpenAI is reportedly burning through $40 billion a year. Burning through it while their revenue doesn't come close to matching their costs. The CEO of Salesforce just dumped ChatGPT for Gemini. Microsoft is hedging its bets, and OpenAI, they are back in the same exact panics model that Google was in 3 years ago. Let me be absolutely clear about something. OpenAI isn't going bankrupt tomorrow. They have 800 million weekly users and some of the most talented people on the planet. Their technology is world class, but they are failing at the one thing that actually creates a $1 trillion company in the modern era. They are failing at distribution, and that failure might be permanent. And here is the brutal truth that Silicon Valley doesn't want to admit. Having the best product doesn't matter anymore. What matters is owning the pipes. What matters is being the default. Think about it carefully. Think about how you use technology every single day. ChatGPT is an app. You have to remember to open. You have to log in. You have to navigate to it. And Google, well, Google is different. Google is the default. It's not something you choose. It's something that's already there, baked into the fabric of how billions of people interact with the internet and their phones. Consider the numbers: 3 billion Android users, 2.5 billion YouTube users, Chrome dominating the web browser space with over 60% market share. These aren't user bases, these are the distribution channels that Google controls entirely. The result: Gemini reached 2 billion people instantly, just through integration, just through the sheer force of being the default. OpenAI never had that. They built something magnificent, something that genuinely changed the world. But they built it in isolation. They built it as a standalone product in a world where standalone products are increasingly vulnerable. They are competing against the companies that don't need users to choose them. They need users to choose something other than them. That's an asymmetrical war, and it's not the one that OpenAI can win. And here's where it gets even darker for OpenAI. There is a financial trap closing in, and it's called the margin trap. Reports indicate that OpenAI burns nearly $2 for every single dollar they earn. That's not a temporary problem while they scale. That's the fundamental business model. Their video model, Sora, costs an estimated $15 million a day just to keep the servers running. 15 million per day. That's over $5 billion a year on a single product that doesn't generate anywhere close to that kind of revenue. Now, the obvious solution would be to raise prices, right? Charge more per API call, charge more per subscription, raise the price of ChatGPT Plus. But here's the trap. They can't, because Google and Microsoft, the companies with massive cash reserves and the diverse revenue streams, are subsidizing AI. They are giving it away as a free feature to keep you in their ecosystem. Google doesn't need Gemini to be profitable. It's a feature that keeps you searching on Google instead of on Bing. It's a feature that keeps you in Android instead of switching to something else. Microsoft doesn't need Copilot to make money. It's a value add that keeps you subscribing to Office 365, keeps you using Windows, keeps you locked into the Microsoft ecosystem. But OpenAI AI is their only product. It's their only business. They can't afford to give it away because there's nothing else generating revenues to subsidize their losses. If they raise prices, users switch to Gemini, which is free. If they keep prices low, they continue bleeding cash until they eventually vanish. It's a death trap with only two doors, and both of them are locked. Sam Altman knows this. He's too smart not to see it. He knows that OpenAI can win a pure software war against the companies that own the operating system. Sam Altman is betting everything on hardware, and I mean everything. OpenAI has teamed up with the same man who designed the iPhone, who revolutionized how we think about industrial design, who created some of the most iconic technology products in human history, to build a dedicated AI service, a device that OpenAI controls. But if it fails, then nothing changes. OpenAI remains an expensive middleware, premium software running on top of someone else's infrastructure, at the mercy of companies that can copy their features and undercut their pricing whenever they want. This is the story of 2026, not the story of the best technology winning, but the story of distribution winning.